dangerous city of Sharn, Captain Dranmore suggests that you head to the Adventurers Guild to find out more about current events in the city. Speak to Summer Coronor of the Clifftop Adventurers Guild in the Clifftop Tower district of Sharn.
All right, let's see what we've got here. All right, grouping up now. What? Sure. Jump, no jump. Huh. Oh, they're waiting for me outside because we have to group.
I have a message for you,
says Vaunt.
The beacon belongs to me now. I paid the Boromar clan good money to get it, after all. Don't think for a moment that you can challenge me in my city. You're just setting yourself up for a fall.
Vaunt's companion makes a gesture and the terrace collapses beneath you.
Right. I remember these quests used to be like so long. They took forever. But now you get in these groups.
Zelith pulls a switch and nods toward the back of the building.
Speed.
You hear the scrape of stone on stone as the concealed back door slides open.
It helps that when people all know the quest.
You walk out into the streets of Cogsgate. Towers loom high above, so tall they block out the night sky. Anyone who knows what's good for them will stay indoors tonight. The rain of blood has fallen here, and it's up to you to mop up the mess. Despite the slurred words, you've learned more about the Dask-Boromar rivalry from the poor man. You wonder what the other residents of the neighborhood might have to say. The doors to the gambling hall are wide open and its chairs are empty, though the nearby tables are still covered with food and drink. Looks like the customers left in a hurry. You find a crossbow bolt still lodged in the victim's side. You also notice several gashes on her palms. The incriminating information in this ledger would fetch a pretty price on the black market. You wonder why the murderer would leave it behind. A chest full of coins was left here locked and untouched. This was no robbery. You can tell that there's more to this than meets the eye. Searching the gambling hall raised more questions about the murders than answers. As you turn to leave, you hear figures clamoring outside the building. You strike down the last of this group of Dask thugs and check to make sure there are no more nearby. Now to leave the way you came. You manage to make it past the Dask thugs blocking your way. You've learned all you can about these first two crimes. You head back to the Wolf Gate, where Zeleth awaits your results. Zeleth unlocks the gate,
So on that
revealing
one,
a
you
small
could see
lane
that
that grows
the
deeper
party
into the
split
heart
up,
of Cog's Gate.
which was really helpful. Saves a lot of time. So just one guy went off in the other direction and was able to kind of clear. He did get hit a lot. He almost died, but he's good.
The door to the pawn shop is unlocked, just as with the other crime scenes. Inside, the shopkeeper's body lies forgotten alongside all the other cast-offs in her shop. A different body, but the same song. A crossbow bolt dipped in poison, and a palm covered in slashes. Yet this time a new detail catches your eye. A shattered pin bearing Vaunt Arcanotechnic symbol. A closer look at the keg reveals a hidden compartment filled with smuggled goods.
So if anybody
Some
has
small
advice
packages lie
on
in the cauldron.
streaming, I
No doubt they were
clearly
hidden
knew
there
with
so
this,
they could be fenced on the black market later.
I've got kind
The
of
murderer
two
could have
audio
entered the pawn shop, and
feeds
yet
coming in.
only
One's a
Mord's life
delay.
was taken. Armed with
I've
your
got
findings,
my
you wonder,
voice coming in on
what
a
connects
delay.
all these
It's
gruesome
kind of
crimes? The last of the
messing me up
heavily
a little
armed
bit,
halfling thugs
but-
falls. Another alley stretches before you. The more you learn about the victims, the more questions you have. You can only hope that Zulkus Crowspire holds the answers you've been seeking. A tiefling stands before you, with a face you remember from your recent adventures. Despite your own shock at meeting him
also,
again, you hope that
so
Zulkus
I
is
use
willing to answer your
OBS to
questions about the murders.
put my
Zulkus steps through a
video
dimension door,
on top
his
of
face
the game,
glowing
right?
with the smug triumph of a man
but
who thinks he's won, though you're too busy dealing with his
Might
full
want to
bodyguard
separate
notice.
those onto two
The
separate
troll
channels. So really, my
topples,
stream
yet another casualty
is
of this bloody night.
them combined.
Now, to meet up with
And
Zelda.
I noticed that some
Zelda
people
shakes her head.
actually
The
seem
weight
to
of her
have
brother's
two
betrayal settling over her like
different
the
video
dirt that
files,
falls on the streets
and they
from
merge
above.
them together somewhere
you've got a
else.
job to finish.
So I want to know
Another
kind
crime
of how
scene waits for
people
you in
usually
an
do
alley
that.
to the south. The secret door slides open, revealing a Medusa. Oddly enough, she doesn't seem surprised to see you. Instead,
see,
she
somebody's got that.
motions for you to enter.
Greater color spray.
You
to
stoop
stun
down to
things.
search the contents of Nahram's pack.
Awesome.
Looks like he was fleeing for his life when the murderer got to him. More slashes on the palm. And this time, you see the pattern.
I see the
You
pattern.
wonder how you could have missed such an important clue. The slashes were literally the killer's signature. Whoever did this wasn't
It is a
shy
pretty
about letting
quick
people
group.
know. You find a security ledger embossed with Vaunt Arcanotechnic symbol. A quick glance reveals that every victim had worked for Vaunt. It's too big of a coincidence to overlook, especially since a note in the margin talked about cleaning up loose ends. That ledger told you what you needed to know. The victims all worked for Vaughn who was killed because they knew too much about his operations down in the cogs. You strike down the last
Step
of
on
the
the traps.
attackers. You can't let these petty thugs hold you back. Not when you're so close to the truth. You catch up with Zeleth and fill her in on the clues you found so far. She points you towards an alleyway northwest of where the goblin was last seen. A familiar voice echoes from behind this door.
What part of make it look like an accident didn't you understand? And leaving your signature behind was beyond stupid. Now Zeleth is onto us. It's only a matter of time before she and those adventurers come barging in here.
Zulkus quickly casts a dimension door. The tiefling and the goblin disappear through it.
Alright. Well, running away. Okay. Yes. Another quest I'm not so keen on.
Victor asked you to wait for him outside. Looks like getting inside his warehouse won't be a problem.
Although,
Victor leans over and whispers.
don't
I don't
think
want to
I...
lose my
Oh
job.
yeah, maybe I died.
If you'll just follow me,
I
I'll
often die.
cough when it's time for us to part ways.
But as a paladin,
What you do
I
after
don't
that
know.
is none of my business. He sounds quite nervous. Victor coughs and nods at a flimsy-looking grate. Then he hurries away, disappearing into the night. That must be your way inside. Time for you to investigate the warehouse. Someone is burning the
know,
midnight
but
oil behind this
It
door.
seems... Oh,
But the
there's the
sturdy
letter, too.
door is fitted with an even sturdier lock. You'll have to find another way in. According to this legend, all of the blueprints have been moved to the office upstairs.
I don't
for
know if the
shredding.
ledger spawns until you actually
Get in there.
check that door.
You hear a scream of pain from up above. A scream cut short with steel. You hear a gruff voice howling. The roof! The roof! A more measured voice responds. What of it? The excited Noel bounces around. The roof is on fire! An otherworldly air of confidence surrounds the handsome being, who appears to be their leader. Let's pick up the pace, shall we? We still have to destroy the lab downstairs. Portal, please. Why not just take the stairs? Asked the tiefling. Portal! Now! Snaps the being in a commanding tone. You hear a familiar voice somewhere nearby. It's Victor, acting surprised. Oh, what's all this? Dear Orion, we have a security breach! Quickly, find them! You can't touch me! This is one of Vaught's prototypes! It will make me completely invincible! Victor presses a button, and the sphere of force closes in around him. Whatever documents were stored in the office are beyond salvaging. Still, there might be something useful down in the lab. Or wherever those mercenaries went. Oh, you think you're clever? Well, you're nowhere near as clever as Vaught. His resources are virtually limitless. I press this button, and more guards show up. Just like that. Wait, now how do I get
Nope.
out?
Yep.
I'm stuck here. Victor clearly didn't think this through. I have it. I'll just teleport away. Victor tries to do just that. It seems Victor forgot about the dimensional anchor he put in place. He's going nowhere. Work, damn you! Work! Victor mashes the button on the magical device in frustration. Nothing happens. A familiar voice calls out up ahead. Time's up. Your golems will have to finish this. Time to move, people. Victor's treachery continues.
Oh, is that a fire? Nobody goes in or out until we find them. Don't just stare there gawking. Move!
You hear the ominous hum of a dimensional anchor. Victor directs more guards your way.
They went downstairs, into the secret lab. After them!
A hissing, chilling chant comes from somewhere below. As this chant continues, forge wraiths coalesce in the air around Victor. Panic screams and pounding feet indicate rapid losses. Victor yells,
Get back here, you cowards! These spooks aren't going to banish themselves! All right, don't do anything rash. I'm coming out. Perhaps we can make a deal.
Victor presses the button on his formed
Look, I
prototype.
didn't die.
The
Hooray.
magical barrier around him fades away.
Oh, I can level. Hooray. I should probably take 18, but no.
You've arrived at Club Clawfoot, a popular night spot owned by the Boromar clan. Counselor Sevilla Patella pulled some strings to get you on the guest list. Perhaps now you can drive a wedge between the Boromar and Vaunt. But it looks like there may be trouble before you even get inside the door.
I should have those in.
The group of thugs suddenly attacks. Clearly, they want to prevent you from enjoying a night on the town. Those Dosk thugs were loitering near Club Clawfoot. But this is Boromar clan territory. Something's brewing. And you're smack in the middle of it. A group of would-be patrons lingers in the courtyard. They must not be on the guest list. The bouncer opens the front door, allowing you to enter Club Clawfoot. The Dosk thugs lurking outside have set the assistant's nerves on edge. He wants you to check on Club Clawfoot's employees before he'll let you talk to them.
So this one is another opportunity to split up. This is a good group. They're kind of...
You notice a sign on the door. Rat infestation. Exterminators have already been contacted. Do not open.
So they're going off on this wing. These guys already got that wing.
The employees report nothing terribly unusual. You can tell Fenwick that all is quiet in the nightclub.
You can't go back to the
Fenwick is relieved to hear that the club is safe and secure. He gives you permission to approach Regina, Club Clawfoot's manager. A piercing alarm reverberates throughout the nightclub. Regina turns to you and cries, "The alarm! Someone's breaching our magical wards! It must be an attack! Quick, adventurers! Do what you do best!" Tiny is concerned about the safety of a shipment he recently received. He thinks it might be tainted.
That was an odd spawn.
More dimension doors have opened nearby.
Maybe they came down from up here? Probably.
but pitch-perfect scream rings throughout the nightclub. It's encore. The main stage must be under attack. The defeated gargoyle cackles and rasps.
I have failed, but the others will crush you. Dusk. Forever.
More attacks are on the way. But for now, you have a moment to rest. The magical alarm triggers once again. Dusk's attack on the nightclub has resumed. More dimension doors have opened nearby. Once again, harsh sounds issue from the direction of the stage. You hear panic shouts, screams, and snakes. The attack is finally over. A peaceful quiet descends over the nightclub once more. Now you can finally talk to Regina. For your help in keeping her and Encore alive, Regina has promised to do everything she can to cut ties between the Boromar clan and vaunt Arcana Technic.
Not bad, because of quick. I should probably pop a experience potion.
You arrive in Dava Gate, one of Sharn's many business districts. The streets are almost deserted at this hour. A lone figure stands idly on the platform next to a sky barge.
About time you got here.
Grumbles the old man.
They've already started. Get on board quick like and I'll ferry you up to their window. Remember, stay quiet as a mouse.
I assume this is about your request to join the Platinum Concord, which was turned down due to your lack of subtlety, shall we say? Yes, well, I prefer audacity to subtlety. I admit that subtlety has allowed the Aurum to do as they please with the Five Nations for many years. But what I have to offer your organization cannot be ignored. What cannot be
Yes.
ignored are the Zendrick bloodhounds sniffing at your heels. You're exposed, Mr. Ford. Not for long, my friend. Allow an issue, perhaps. No matter. Urk, Gish, take Isabet outside. We will adjourn to the yacht. It's time for the next act to begin.
Vaughn's henchman releases a strange whooping bark, and the darkness around you
It's
erupts
odd.
with
Look,
a choir of
shores
menacing responses.
An
is
ambush!
considered
Damn us for
a
fools!
bad word.
Shouts Casper. The old man produces a bow from somewhere, as giggling shapes descend from above. You've dispatched Vaughn's first group of assassins, but they're surely not the last. Vaughn doesn't go in for half measures. Casper wheezes out his words.
Ooh, reminds me of my days in the last war, but with more chest pain. Too old for this for sure. Come here, we gotta talk about Isabet. She's still alive. I bet my life on it.
You've agreed to help rescue Isabet. To do that, you'll need to clear the way so Casper can follow safely. He says to head to the southeast. Grabbing a source sled first will help even the playing field.
Don't forget,
Shouts Casper.
those source sleds can't go too high or too low without losing their enchantment. Keep above the fog and don't try to push over the higher walls and you'll be fine. Show those brutes they can't mess with my girl.
Cries Casper from behind you. A motley crew of creatures takes up position on the bridge, spoiling for a fight. The low bellow of an ogre accompanies the shrill cries of goblins. A strange-looking goblin glides up above the bridge. The limp form of Isabet lies on his source sled. The goblin shouts abuse at his gnoll escort.
Those nobodies made mincemeat out of your fleabag gnolls. I told you the direct approach wasn't gonna work. I'm gonna go bait the hook on my plan.
Wait, gobble the meat. Vaughn said to work together as a pack.
The gnoll snarls as he runs after his retreating comrade. A mob of gnolls and goblins have taken up positions atop a nearby wine shop. You'll need to clear them out for Casper to pass safely. In the distance, you hear the gnoll snarl.
We cannot look weak. No. Those who look weak die first. Always.
It's the stupid who die first, dimwit.
Replies the goblin.
Let my flying pets soften them up. Now move before the fireworks start.
One ambush down, but more to come, I'd wager.
Shouts Casper.
Head north, friends. Up the skyway. I'll watch your back.
A swarm of bats clouds the street before you. Some kind of metal glints on their bodies as they flit about, blocking your path. The door of a nearby bookshop opens, and another cloud of bats streams out. Inside the bookstore, goblins scramble to release one last clutch of bats from their cages.
Exploding bats? Gods, what a circus! Who's going to explain this mess to the city watch come the morning?
Mutters Casper as he coasts along behind you.
Of course.
An air skiff equipped with a mage fire cannon waits for you near Old Tully Tower. Goblins swarm over the tower itself. Casper calls from behind.
A mage fire cannon! Must have been holding that in reserve. Those things are expensive. On we go.
iron defender prowls the storage room. Once you get rid of it, this may prove to be a good place to catch your breath. Three sky skiffs descend, and a supporting patrol of gnolls moves to block your path. Is there any end to Vaunt's mercenary army? Casper gasps in surprise as he reaches the wreckage of the Magefire cannons.
3 of them! Now I feel like an idiot. Thank the host you were here.
This city watch station is locked up tight and stands as silent as the grave. Is it unmanned? Or have the guards inside been given a reason to sit this one out?
Looks like they're using sky wards.
Casper tells you.
Your source leads might suddenly stop working out here. Be careful.
You're just gonna get killed.
Sings out the goblin. He's hidden somewhere in the shadows of the nearby construction site.
You should have stuck with my plan, Fleabag.
You're my next meal, goblin meat. Right after these outlanders.
Gish charges to the attack. Gish collapses from his wounds. Before you can finish him off, a chanting voice calls your attention to the north and above. A tiefling sorcerer completes his spell on a ledge above you. Gish vanishes, reappearing at the
distracted
sorcerer's
by your
side.
phone, and
With
all of
another
a
quick
sudden
gesture,
everybody's
both
gone.
the tiefling and the gnoll vanish from your sight. The goblin's voice calls to you across the gap.
That went about how I expected, so that leaves just little old me. A great big bounty, no partner to split it with, and some nice payback on the side. I'm all ready for you, so come on over.
High above the construction yard, a soar sled slowly drifts up. Isabet's body lies upon the sled, completely still. The goblin is near his place.
Hey! Ow! Cut that out! Get him, lads!
Screams Urk as he tosses down a smoke bomb. The shrill voices of more goblins pierce the night air. The goblin crumples in a heap. Now that you have time to catch your breath, you notice the assassin soar sled descending slowly, holding the limp form of Isabet. You've reached Isabet, but all is not well.
She's gone! Gone!
Says the goblin.
Bossman ate up her soul with his new improved vaunt. Why use your own when you can use someone else's? Sorry, sweethearts. Them's the breaks.
The goblin stands at the platform edge, an odd yet strangely familiar blade piercing his torso.
Remember this? Jack Jibber's blade? It's why we get to keep meeting like this. Anyway, can't stay. Need to see a fallen angel about a spell. You know how it is. See you soon.
The city around you is finally quiet. You now face your most difficult task, telling Casper what happened to his daughter.
All right. There you go. That is part 1 of Sharn.